Well then, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to reveal the mystery round of, well, basically today's round. So let me go ahead and reveal that for you. What do you guys think is gonna be, well, this round? Let me know in the live stream chat. You guys have 1 minute to guess. If you guess correctly, then I guess you're getting Robux. But if it is anyone from my team radio drivers, then yeah, you're not getting it. So let's see what you guys have to offer. France, it's okay. Czechia, Zandvoort, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is not even in the game, dude. Miami we can't do, unfortunately, just yet. Mexico, Zandvoort, Turkey. Let's see what you guys have to offer. The first one who guesses, basically. Let's see, will you be able to Kyalami? It's not. Alright, there you go. The minute is up, at least on my part. So, yeah, basically no one guessed it. And shall we go ahead and reveal it, is my question. I think we really should. Because let me just get out the music really quickly. And in a couple of seconds time, y'all will know what the race is. So shall we go ahead and reveal it then, ladies and gents? We'll do it in 3, 2, 1. Poco found it. It is Mr. Winter Park. Round number 6 then for the Mystery GP, where we'll be racing in Mr. Winter Park. Or, well, why do I even call it a Mr.? It's a track, but yeah. There you have it. We're going to be racing in Winter Park. And before we go any further, I want to introduce today's co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. G-Force.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. G-Force, and we are here racing with Mr. Arthur here as our main commentator, and Mr. Winter Park here as our Mr. Track. So yeah, and hopefully we enjoy the Mr. Race happening in the Mr. PA Pro Alpha Community Championship.
This is great. Right, so go ahead, start joining. The link should be pinned currently. Let's get a timer in. So, as always, we will be getting a 16-minute qualifying session. So you guys can start joining up. Let's get the intermission out of our way. Round number 6, as we said, we'll have a look at the standings relatively soon as the drivers make their way around the track. G-Force, how are we feeling about Winter Park?
Well, Winter Park, definitely a controversial area in politics right now, but we won't talk about that. It is definitely not really, I don't think many people actually like this track. I've never really heard of someone saying, my favorite track's Winter Park, because, you know, those people, type of people just don't exist, because, you know, is it really a boring track? Kind of. Is it really interesting? A little bit. I mean, you saw what happened in 2021. Interesting race. Loved it. My goat, Lewis Hamilton. Mwah. But you know what?
Yeah,
Let's see
man.
how
That
it fares
2021
today
Grand
in
Prix
Project
hurt me, dude.
Apex. It made me happy.
Well, nice knowing that that day wasn't just sad. It was also happiness for some people, but yeah.
Some people, wow.
Some
okay.
people. Anyway, but, you know, that happiness day finally came through in Miami, so I was very happy with that, as we're just waiting for some drivers to make their way around the track so we can start spectating those beautiful drivers. And as we can see, we have Wiseye RB in first place. And G-Force, do you think it's time to jump into the standings real quick?
No. Yes, of course I am ready to jump
No,
into
alright.
the
So,
standings.
guys, we won't be having a look at the championship standings just because G-Force didn't want to. Anyway, let's pull it up then. We have the top 18 here. Obviously, there are so many people competing in this championship, which basically means we don't have any more screen to put you all in. So I have just limited everyone to the top 18. If you're not in there, if you score points, you will be in there, obviously. So try your best and score some points. Anyway, the topic of this is that Jerry Payco is currently leading the championship. I don't see him in the qualifying session just yet. Hopefully he will join in a couple of minutes' time. But yeah, Jerry is leading. He won the last Grand Prix, which was in Azerbaijan. What an eventful race that one was. Wiseye in second. Beastiva in third. In P4 we have Steve 3900 who got the fastest lap as well last time around. We got Rata in fifth, very solid from him. In P6 we have Just Maxi. In P7 we have Dino, who I don't see in the lobby just yet, hopefully soon. Auto Hybrid, SR, and Moto round up our top 10. And yeah, as we can see, Jerry is now in the qualifying, so that's really good news. Hopefully, we're going to get a good fight for the lead.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, only 28 points separates the top four, which is well now it's like a win practically, because a win plus pole plus fastest lap is 27 points. So basically, if you're P4, you get if you're Stev, you get P4 win fastest lap, you know, pole position, then you automatically jump up ahead of some of these people. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see who comes out on top, because the gaps are becoming closer and closer as we near the final race.
Very much indeed. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start spectating and commentate on this qualifying session. As we can see, Sloko is up into P1. That is an outlap, I presume, so those times will definitely get much quicker than what we see right now. As you can see, Wiseye jumping up at the top with a 122.6 and claiming provisional pole for the time being. Hopefully they all give us a fight for that sweet pole position this time around, but that's still left to be seen. Sloko will be across the line at 128.6, very much off the pace, and Jerry Peiko will be crossing the line as well in a couple of seconds time, and he is starting his own lap. GeForce, take us through.
Okay, so Winter Park has a very long straight when you go on the start-finish straight, you know, into this corner, go onto the right, and then slight left turn. He goes on the curve there a little bit, losing a bit of time, but not going to be too much of a harm. And now it's a very long left-hander. He's behind the Ferrari there, going into his next braking zone. Another right-hander, but this time no left king, just straight forward as he's just driving through there. A lot of right-handers here, as you can notice. There's your third one there. Is there going to be a fourth one? There's a slight kink here. But let's see, as there is another right-hander.
He invalidated, and he pretty much resetted, I think, himself. So that's very unfortunate by Jerry there. We'll be looking at him later on. Now we're with Moto. So let's see what he can do as he makes his way around the main straight of this Winter Park Grand Prix. So he makes his way around this long, very long corner. There's a massive bump in the end of this corner, which could cost a couple of drivers some very crucial time and obviously very crucial positions in the race. But yeah, Moto is making his way then around this. Are they 90-degree corners? They could be, but they also couldn't be. This one is more open. He runs a tad bit wide. I wonder if that's an invalidation. He continues. That should be an invalidation. There you go. He resets himself, and that is not the greatest performance ever by Moto there.
Yeah, Moto, that I think that was a bit too far. He's pushing too hard there. But now we have to move on as Rata going on his lap in the... Oh, we see a Ferrari flipping over. Wiseye, yeah. That's not really a good omen for him if he's leading, because there might be a bit of inconsistencies there. You don't want to be creeping up on you in the race. So yeah, Wiseye, maybe a bit of concerns in his mind right now.
Yeah, definitely. We have no idea what's going on in his mind, but it shouldn't be too clear about that. Shall we have a look at what happened then? We were having a look with Ratapato as he was making his way around the final couple of corners to start his own lap. And then Wiseye runs a tad bit wide and gets himself caught on that sausage curb, as you can see. Massive flip there by Wiseye. Surely won't be too happy about that, but obviously 10 minutes still to go in the qualifying session. He can very much make up that time.
Yeah, 100%. There is plenty of time still to be gained. 10 minutes, yep. There's definitely going to be a lot, because you can see just 8 people haven't even set a lap, or 9 people actually, if I could count. But yeah, people like Jerry haven't even set a lap. So yeah, the timing board will be set ablaze soon as we see the times.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so it's just a matter of time until everybody can get their laps in. Obviously, we don't see too many valid laps so far. Obviously, this track kind of catching some drivers out with its track limits. Ratapato heading into the pit lane. Obviously, pretty much scared that somebody could get his spot as he crashes into the pit lane. Ratapato, what are you doing, my friend? But yeah, Ratapato has made it into the pit lane safe and sound after everything that happened there in the entry. Don't know what he was thinking there, but he's changing his tires. Obviously, we said that So basically, Project Apex has a system that if you reset yourself, that basically gives someone else the chance to get your garage. So Ratapato needs to make sure that, and all of the other drivers as well, that they do it the old-fashioned way. They make their out lap and their in lap as well, so that their garage doesn't get claimed. But yeah, Moto is now making his way then once again around the track. And GeForce, are you with us right now?
Yes, I'm with you
Okay,
now. Sorry,
great.
there was a bit of technical issues on my side.
Yeah. So I'm sure you got them all fixed. Take us through once again for Moto, and hopefully we don't mess it up this time.
Yeah, hopefully Moto doesn't also mess up his lap as Jerry did by invalidating. He goes for a right-hander. I've said this. There are so many right-handers around this track. It's not even funny because of that one long left-hander that seems to be the most iconic corner on Sochi. But yeah, anyways, continuing through this lap, going through the left. Now onto the right, we have a lot of 90-degree corners, or almost 90 degrees, as you have to really master them if you want to get good lap times around this track. As now he's going onto the straight, trying to get as much top speed as possible, deploying his ERS, I'm sure of it, into this braking zone, right and then left. There you go. Now he goes into the final sector of Sochi. This is a little bit of a rectangular sector. You go left. It's like the perimeter of a rectangle if you look at the track map. But yeah, he's doing pretty well here, going very nicely close to the curbs, not invalidating though. So let's see what lap time he gets as he gets out of P8 into. It's going to be nothing, actually. I think he invalidated, and
Oh,
yeah, that's going to be really unfortunate for him.
that is an absolute shame there, GeForce. We probably did that in the final couple of corners because we didn't see him reset. Poco gets up to P2 from the looks of things. That's a really good lap time by him. Steve now making his way around the track as well. 124.6 is current lap time. I'm sure he can bring that down a fair bit more with a few more laps time. 7 minutes to go in the qualifying session. Not too much, but also not too little for you all to join and start putting in some laps. Obviously, the link is pinned as always. And yeah, so Steve now making his way around the track. I hope I knew some of the corner names, but unfortunately, since Russia has been removed from the calendar, I'm kind of not that great on that side. But as we can see, making his way around those couple of fast corners. As well as the track kind of lacks a bit of decoration from what I can see as well. Potentially not given the most amount of post-launch care, but hopefully that's not going to be too big of an issue. As Steve now makes his way through the final sector, as we can see, very quickly through there, absolutely pushing the limits of the track. There you go, as you can see, making his way around, taking advantage of the linear corners as well there. So making his way around the final couple of corners. Steve making his way around the final corner now and should be across the line in a couple of seconds time. 124.6 is now turned into a 124.6 tenths of an improvement for Mr. Steve.
Yeah, nice segue there, as now we have the rest of the drive. Poco, he's a pretty fast driver, and that shows because he's up in P2. 6 minutes left of qualifying. Can he maintain that? I think he's trying to set a faster lap time here in the Williams, as we have Beastivar, also a very strong championship contender. Y side, Beastivar, Steve, and someone else, Jerry. Jerry are our championship contenders for now. Who knows? Maybe someone else will rise up in the races we have left. But anyways, focusing on Steve now. Oh no, Beastivar now in P3. He is, I think, on a lap right now. So let's see how he manages to manage this one as he goes through the corners of Sochi. Now into the braking zone, I presume. Or yeah, into the braking zone. The vision lag's not doing me any wonders here. But yeah, into the right corners, right-hander corners. Very, very difficult if you get him wrong because you can just go onto the curb there. But he's doing all right on his lap, honestly. No mistakes from what I can see here, and he's just cruising here in his Red Bull. Can he manage to improve his time? Possibly not. It's going to be quite difficult with all of these competitive lap times here, such as from YSI. But we'll have to see as he moves his way into the final sector. Yeah, I do see what you're talking about with the no decoration, as I feel like there's some parts that are missing, like you can see in the F1 games, the old F1 games. But that doesn't matter right now, as he's closing up to finish this lap. One right-hander, two right-handers, and he goes onto the straight. What is it going to be? If the crosses align, it is an improvement actually, 6/10. So he is getting closer and closer to Poco now though on Y side, but will it be enough? We'll have to see.
Very well done by Bistiva there. And yeah, unfortunately, not the best decoration around the track, but that is not an issue currently. But yeah, as we can see, Hera Foxy now making his way around the track with his very good looking Ferrari. I said that because I don't really like the Ferrari. Um, I don't know how that makes sense, but there we go. So yeah, I don't like the Ferrari. As you can see, yeah, I didn't really make any do him any wonders there, but it's okay. Going a bit more down the field now, we have Gun AWM13 in 8th position. We have Court Phoenix in 9th, and we have the rest who still haven't set. Rata and Jerry still haven't set the lap time, which is quite weird. Moto as well hasn't set a lap time. That's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely a bit peculiar. I mean, usually they'd
Peculiar.
be okay. Thank you for making fun of my set of word
No, no,
choice.
no, no. I was just admiring how advanced your vocabulary is.
Okay, well, they're microcosms of benevolence and tyranny. Yeah, it is weird to see how these guys still haven't set lap times. I mean, usually they'd be probably in the midfield, so let's just see if they manage to set a lap in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes is definitely quite a bit of enough time there for Rata, Jerry, and Moto to set a lap. They look, it's not been very optimal in this qualifying session for them, so they just need to keep it on track. Maybe not aim for the best time, but aim for at least a midfield time, just to make sure that they're through and they start relatively ahead of everyone else. Why is I currently on provisional pole? 1/10 away is Poco, so that is good to see. Let's see if Poco can challenge for a pole. Although I'm very much sure that Wiseye has something hidden under his sleeve, so we'll see by the end of this qualifying as he has a massive moment on that sausage curb. And as you can see, yeah, he has invalidated, I think, his lap, or is he continuing? I'm not quite sure what Poco is doing right there. Yeah, I don't think he's continuing. So he's just taking a slow one around the track. I don't think he has enough time to reset his car. So yeah, it's probably that.
Yeah, I mean, there is only 1 minute 45 seconds of qualifying left to go. I don't think he can go back to the pits with a fresh new set of slots and try to set a new lap. So yeah, I think that's the end of the road for Pocanaldo. But is it the end of the road for anyone else? As we see a replay of YSI, I think this is where he, oh, Pocanaldo. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, this is where he makes that almost flips there, but he manages to keep it on the track. The PA gods are looking down on him with glee, as you know. Let's get back to the action. You know, Poco, 1/10 off of YSI. Just refreshing ourselves here. BCVAR 6/10 off actually. There's a huge gap as YSI has a purple sector too, but he's going slow, and I think that was his invalidation. So he is going to be in P1 provisionally. Can anyone manage to set a lap time? I don't think. As we see, just Maxi setting P5 124.6, a pretty decent lap, but it's not going to be enough to crack the top four. As we see Pocanaldo with his DRS.
Yeah, so Poconaldo has his DRS wide open. This is the final lap that he's gonna get in. If he gets it in, we see an Aston Martin absolutely stranded on track. Who might that be? Let's have a look. The Poco has crashed.
Oh.
Oh, and that basically means that his qualifying dreams are over as Moto puts it on pole. We missed that in the whole Poco crashing fiasco. So, yeah, there you go. Moto puts it up on pole by quite a few tenths as well. Wiseeye is now on a lap, presumably. 5 seconds to go. I think Wiseeye can get another one in if he really wanted to. So yeah, Wiseeye is improving in Sector 1 as we can see, making it around his way on the track. Let's see, can he beat Moto's time then? Qualifying has absolutely lit up in the final few minutes of it. Poco will stay in third as long as Beastiva doesn't have anything to show for it. as well as Steve as well. Jerry getting up into P6. Not the most pacey lap, but at least he got one in. What about Rata? He also goes up into P10. Not the paciest lap as well, but at least he set one. Wiseye now making his way around the track. Let's see what he can do as the qualifying session is absolutely over. What can Wiseye do about this? Can he set it on provisional pole as he makes his way around the final couple of corners? Wiseye now through the final corner, then onto this main straight. Now it's just all about the drag of your car. Going to make his way across the line, and he takes pole by just a few thousandths of a second. And Moto will definitely not be happy about that, but Wiseye on the other hand will be absolutely celebrating that.
Yeah, Wise manages to pip Moto of P1. He manages to get that pole position point, which is going to be definitely important as those accumulate. As you know, we just go down the rest of the grid. You know, Wise P1, very good lap time. Moto P2, almost. I think that was his gonna be his first pole position, but Wise said no, not today, Sunny boy, not today. As we move down, Poco P3, respectable position. B4 for B Steve, also pretty good. P5 for Steve. You know, he's been P4 my days.
Sorry. I was not expecting that, but okay. Sorry, go ahead.
That was a very interesting glitch, but
Absolutely.
moving on from that, we have Jerry P6. I think he's he's P1 in the championship. That's not going to be very ideal for him, as especially he's focusing on his battle with Wiseye, I'm sure, as Wiseye is just 6 points behind him and is in pole. So now, actually, 5 points behind him. So let's continue down the grid. Just Maxi, I haven't seen him in other races. I think this might be his first PA row off a PA
Community Championship. That's it.
Okay, I've tried to think of an abbreviation, but okay, whatever. We have Ratapato. P8 manages to set a lap time in the end. Probably not his best work, but good work nonetheless. Then you have Senior Ben, I believe, in P9, and Hera Foxy rounding off the top 10. Dofki Sloko just in P11, I think. Just 3 seconds off P10. So that's going to be really unfortunate as we see a very bizarre replay.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Hera Foxy turning into an astronaut right there, but yeah, very fun to see that as well. Because yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, why not, PA? Why do you have to do this to us?
No, I mean he wasn't losing anything from it, so it's fine.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, head to the grid, y'all. Go to grid. PA FIA announces that you should go to the grid. It's not their Arthur. Don't look at the name, but it's yeah. Let's see then. Let's see what the grid looks like. Let's see what the strats are before we get started. Let's have a look at what I want to thank is the Project Apex devs who made this. Okay, well that's a nice statement from Poco there. Let's have a look. So why isn't Poco in third place and he's in second? I have no idea. Did Moto leave or something like that?
I don't think Moto went.
I have no idea what's happened to Moto there, but is he saying anything in chat? He says he's cooking, but is it actually cooking or it's I don't know.
Moto left apparently.
He left? Okay, well, fair enough. There you go.
Did he get that angry at bottling pull? He left potentially.
Potentially. Just make your way around the grid, y'all. Moto left. There we go. Arthur is a 2021 car. Where is that car located in? 2021 should be. Oh, I see him. He's hiding over there. It's a 2016 car. It's not a 2021 car. All right, whoever you are, you will be disqualified if you don't change your car. So it's as simple as that. No points are granted to people who don't use the 2024 ones. So
is this 2016? 2016?
Yeah, it's 2016.
Huh.
So yeah, even if he starts the race with us, then it's okay. Just don't mind him and just mind your own business. He could potentially give you DRS and help you in your own fight, so you never know. The 2016 car doesn't look like he wants to change. What is his name though? Is the thing I'm most interested in. It is Gun AWM or I guess we'll see when the race starts. Anyway, I think everyone has made their way onto the grid. I think it's time that we start. Shall we, GeForce?
No? Yes, of course you shall
No? Well, we're
start.
canceling this whole race because of GeForce, y'all. Anyway, that's your grid then. As you can see, most are using mediums. Well, the top 3 are using mediums. Then we have P4 using softs, P5 using hards, and so on and so forth. But we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a 24 lap race. I think that should be okay. Or is that a bit too long? 23. Let's do 23. The 23 lap race should be just the way to go. And in just a few moments' time, we will start round number. Don't start. Whoever did that, you're getting banned. You're getting banned, and I'm gonna find your house and I'm gonna burn it down. Okay? All right. Good. I don't know who did that. I swear, bro. All right, okay.
It was the 2016 car.
All right. Let's go. He reset himself. So 3, 2. Wait. Let me restart the race. All right. Let's go. Let's start the lights. Now is the time that you can go, but that messed up our camera. That's okay. Let's just go. So, a couple of lights will be out in just a few moments' time, and our drives will start. There we go. We have the starting sequence now underway. Wiseye gets away well, opening his DRS on the main straight. The game kind of... or was it just a glitch? It probably was just a glitch, but as you can see, the whole field just kind of following him. That is some absolute scenes. Wiseye making his way around turn number 1. He has absolutely made a second of a gap already, probably deploying most of his DRS on that main straight, making his way around to turn 1. And as you can see, onto this long corner, out of it as well. Steve looks to be in second place as we have a flipper car. That is Poco now. After such an amazing qualifying performance, he has lost it. And he has crashed, also crashing on that wall there, but thankfully he doesn't lose his front wing. And now it's up to him to make back those places that he lost.
Yeah, Poker now, though, now back of the field. That's not going to be good considering how close this field is. We see Jerry Pico in P4. That's a pretty good start for him now, considering he was a couple positions behind in qualifying. But now he's catching up to his main rival, Wiseye, who is actually quite ahead of the rest of the field here, as you can't even see his car right here. 1.3 seconds as we see Beastie making a huge mistake there. Polkadado and Beastie now making mistakes. That's not going to be ideal as he puts himself to the back of the front field. Can he manage to make up the positions? I think he is in P10 currently as Slowco makes up some positions from P11 into P9. Pretty good for him as we focus on Wiseye. I think this is actually one of his good, better tracks. As we can just see he is 1.3 seconds ahead of everyone right now. 1.2 now. Steve in the running, trying to beat Wiseye potentially, but it's going to be quite difficult. As we know, Wiseye is a formidable character. He's going to be a very difficult driver to beat, especially on his day, and it might seem like it today as we have Just Maxi P3. He was starting P5, so that's already some positions gained for him. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they continue with these positions now.
So let's have a look at what happened in those 2 incidents in the starting couple of laps. So here we are. We're spectating currently Steve, and here is where... who was it? Poco spun around. Yeah, so let's have a look at what happens there to Poco. As you can see, just kind of losing it on that sausage curb after an amazing qualifying session he had, but didn't really work out well for him as he crashes onto that outside barrier as well. Let's switch now to Mr. Bistiva's incident as we were having a look at Jerry Paco, and Bistiva kind of just goes ahead and loses it. Let's have a look at then. Bistiva just kind of gets onto a bump there, apparently, and kind of loses it. And fortunately, he doesn't lose his front wing. But yeah, what a smooth transition that one was as well. But yeah, anyway, that is your 2 main incidents from the first couple of laps. Poco is now demoted down into P11. Thankfully, he did not lose his front wing, meaning he won't lose any extra time than what he already did. So let's see what kind of recovery drive he can pull. But Wiseye already 4 seconds ahead of everyone else. What kind of domination is this from Mr. Wiseye? He also got DRS from PA. I think PA is kind of favoring him right now. The owners probably have like a separate script for Wiseye. It just gives him, 50 more horsepower than everyone else. Don't you agree with that, GeForce?
Or that could just be his gravity script just doing wonders for him. You know, he's using his hack line right now, but it's working for him. He's 4 seconds ahead of everyone on lap three. Just Maxi in P2. That's actually pretty good start for him. 3 laps in, he's already in P2, which is probably going to be the max anyone's going to get, as it just seems like a Y-size day, to be honest. As maybe he could get a possible leading all laps if he manages to extend the stint to the point where he leads all laps. So that's going to be very interesting to see if Y-side can have a very dominant race. But of course, we can't count out the eventual mistakes that he could potentially make because, you know, there's always something that can happen. Meanwhile, Jerry trying to battle for P2. He's trying to have damage control over here because P1 is going to be pretty much unobtainable for him right now as Y-side. Just cruising. He's probably enjoying, probably thinking what he's going to eat for dinner, lunch, or breakfast, depending on where he's from. So yeah, Jerry fighting to get that P2, trying to maintain his position in the championship. But you know, Whiteside, he's just chilling, he's cruising, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, but and also, what an absolute podium fight we're currently getting, right? Looks like just Maxi, Jerry, Steve, and B Steva are giving it everything. Spyrocious in P6, not too far behind, but he absolutely needs to up his pace there. Rata down in P7, pretty solid, I'd suppose, from him as well. But yeah, what an absolute podium fight we're currently getting. As we can spectate Mr. Beastiva. I think Jerry is heading for a zero stopper as he is on the hards. So we'll see how that ends up for him. I think he has done it before. I think it has worked for him. Steve on the softs, he's definitely not going for a zero stopper. Let's see when he stops to change his tire compound. Not sure that he's on the correct one on by the looks of things, but I don't know. We'll talk with him later on during the race, and we'll find out what he is thinking about that strat. But yeah, from the looks of things currently, it's just a podium fight brewing behind the scenes.
Yeah, but moving away from that podium fight a little bit, actually, we can see Poker now, the one who had a first lap incident in P9. He's been doing pretty well trying to recover. He's battling with Slowco right now, as I think he actually manages to overtake him. So yeah, he's just setting his sights on trying to get the maximum amount of points possible from his mistake earlier, because Rata is definitely in sight. 3 seconds ahead, definitely possible for someone like Poconaldo. But if you go ahead of Rata, there's actually going to be a big gap. 6 seconds as we see the podium fight brewing as well. Beastiva, P5, Jerry, P4, Steve, P3, and Just Maxi in P2. All very close together, all closely skilled opponents, but who will manage to prevail? We shall see on lap 5, because, you know, they're only within, what, 2 seconds of each other? Less than that even. So that's going to be definitely interesting to see who wins.
Jerry Pickle made a mistake there, GeForce, and I think once the sector times kind of update, he will be very much behind everyone else. There you go. So Jerry made a massive mistake there. We did not see it, unfortunately, on the live screen, but yeah, no idea what happened to him there. Definitely won't be too happy about that. He just needs to put on a massive drive now to catch back up to the podium fighters, because those three are so close together, and it's absolutely certain that any of them could potentially make a mistake. Jerry needs to be there to take advantage of that, as well as Just Maxi, who is behind them both. He also kind of made a mistake, I presume. Yeah, both of them kind of made a mistake. So now it's just a battle between Steve and B Steva as they make their way through the final section of Winter Park. And giving it absolutely everything out here, GeForce, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, Just Maxi also on the medium compound. So is Beastiva, but Steve actually opted for the soft. So that's going to be very interesting to see how they pit, when they pit, and if their strategies will work or not. As we see Jerry in the distance, I think this race is going to be very important to him, as this is kind of his battle with Wyside in the lead, as I've said. But Beastiva and Steve actually also championship contenders. You can't rule them out. They are also fighting to get closer to Jerry as well. So if they do manage to get these podium positions and Wyside makes mistakes that he does not want to remember, then it's going to be interesting to see how the championship plays out after this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And just look at Wise Eye, just doing lap after lap, 6 seconds of a gap now ahead of everyone. I mean, that is absolutely insane. It's now left to be seen whether he makes a couple of mistakes. Maybe that allows everyone else to close by. But on raw pace, I'm not quite sure that Beastiva could challenge for the race win today. Um, Obviously, again, still left to be seen, as we saw from a couple of incidents before. Beastiva as well. Let's have a look at his incident. What happened a few moments ago as well. So we were having a look with Jerry Peko there, commentating on that top three fight, and Beastiva encountered the bump and just kind of went all in to that wall. He did not lose his front wing, so he has done an absolutely incredible job so far to make up all the gap that he lost on that opening lap. And yeah, he is looking very, very strong at this point in time. Very, very good stuff from Beastiva in this today's race.
Yeah, B Steve are definitely a very fast driver here, but Steve is also a fast driver as he has the DRS. B Steve has the DRS into the seventh lap here. It's going to be a long, hard-fought battle if you want to get into that podium position, but maybe not for Yside. Maybe he doesn't have to work so hard for it. I mean, obviously he's going very fast on his raw pace, but he's just cruising, chilling. I'd love to know what he's thinking right now, but sadly we don't have his radio as it's been malfunctioning, let's just say. But yeah. Steve in P2, I'd love to know what he's thinking in the battle right now. I mean, maybe he's just hyper focused and he doesn't want to speak. But yeah, how is he faring in his battle for the podium?
We do not really care if he doesn't want to speak because we will speak to him whether he likes it or not. So, Mr. Steve, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, so how has the race gone for you so far? Are you happy with it?
Um, Not the opening
Well,
stages. I've already made 2 slalom penalties, so I could have been at least close to Yside now. I've definitely started on the long tire.
yeah, so your
I feel like.
strat is probably soft to hard, most likely, right?
Going for softs or mediums,
So
depending on how the first stint goes, at least.
I guess so. If you are willing to, how is your current tire wear doing in percentages? I guess.
My front left is on 82%, so I think it might be softs if they can still hold on.
Fair enough. Okay, GeForce, anything you want to say?
Yeah, Steve, do you think you're gonna manage to beat these drivers? I mean, just Maxi, he's probably a formidable opponent for you, and so is Beastivar. Do you think they'll finish ahead of you or behind you? What do you think you'll place?
First of all, I don't really care. I'm just gonna focus on driving. And second of all, I think I heard a car that is not the 2024 engine, so you guys might want to have a look at that later on.
Yeah, definitely we will. Don't worry about that. Just focus on your race. Thank you very much for talking with us, Mr. Steve. We will probably get back to you later on in the race. That was Mr. Steve then, ladies and gents. Just casually letting us know about his tire wear, letting his opponents know about his tire wear. Not the smartest move, but we absolutely thank him for it, as he just gave us a bit more insight on his strategy. No! Steve! He makes a massive mistake there. Are his rivals now closer to him? Most likely so. Yeah, you can see them on the background. We just jinxed him, didn't we?
We just jinxed him. That was a very nice mistake for him, though, because he managed to still go on the right side of the road. He didn't lose awful amounts of time. Yes, he did lose time, but it wasn't amazing, as we have to see a replay of that. Yeah, as he's just going on the straight into the corner, as he clips the wall there. He manages to pirouette, though, and still keep his car facing in the right direction. I think that was really key for him. Otherwise, he would have just been out of that fight. So yeah, counting his somewhat lucky stars there, I guess, but that was a really unfortunate mistake and definitely preventable. So yeah, maybe we cost him, maybe we didn't, who knows. He just has to focus on being ahead of Beastivar and Jerry for now.
It's just that bump, GeForce, that caught Mr. Beastiva as well on the opening lap of the race. So that caught Steve as well. Let's see who catches that bump on next. But from the looks of things, Steve still has quite a bit of pace, as he said. Oh, penalty for Beastiva there. Oh, he goes slow there. Jerry Peko, is he close? Can you close up to him? I think so. Yeah, he has overtaken Beastiva there. Or they're very, very close to each other anyway. Let's see, Beastiva side by side now with Jerry. That penalty did cost him quite a bit of time, and I think Jerry should be very much ahead. Yeah, there you go. Up into the podium positions goes Jerry Peko.
Yeah, Jerry, on the hard tires actually. So that's going to be a very interesting tire. I don't think I saw anyone else on the hard tires actually, just the mediums and softs. So whether that strategy gamble you could say will work or not, we'll have to see. as they're going onto the 10th lap of Sochi. Double digits now. It's been a pretty interesting race so far. BC Jerry battling for that last podium position. Steve trying to keep it on track. Poco now, though, actually, what a recovery for him, as he's just been down in P14, P15 ever since his mistake on lap 1. Now, 9 laps later, he's managed to recover up to P5 and definitely looking to fight for that potential podium on Winter Park. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he manages to get that, or maybe he'll make another first lap mistake, or and just fall out of the running. We'll just have to see.
That is absolutely correct. What an incredible drive Mr. Poconaldo has had in today's race. I would love to see the lap 1 incident, although I could not find the clip that was on it, but that's okay. But yeah, Poconaldo, incredible performance so far, at least, from where he was down into lap number 1. Let's see if he can make up any more positions. Obviously, he was close to Wise pace in qualifying. Yeah, he's very, very pacey at this point in time. Let's look at their last laps, though. Right, so Poconaldo, his last lap was at 125.0. The guy in second, who is Steve, was at 125.7. So Poco is catching by a rate of 7/10 a lap to Steve. So, yeah, very pacey indeed, Poconaldo there.
Yeah, Poconaldo, he is actually definitely going to be a dark horse in this race, because he has been showing he has the pace. He's only 4 seconds behind Jerry. He's only 6 seconds behind Beastivar. So 6 seconds off the podium since that mistake. He's been definitely drafting off of drivers, their DRS and stuff. Can he manage to overtake? I mean, it's going to be difficult, especially considering strategy has to come into play at some point. As Steve actually managing his tires really well. He could technically go on another set of soft tires, or even the medium tires, but right now we see Beastivar
penalty for Steve, G-Force penalty for Steve.
Steve gets a penalty, and that puts him down in P4 actually. But honestly, what a absolutely brilliant stint. He could probably move on to the medium soon and be quite safe on that. But someone we haven't talked about, the Max Verstappen of this race, is Weissai. He's just chilling again. I don't think he hasn't made a mistake so far. On his medium tires, will he pit soon? Not on this lap, no. So, the strategy looking good for him, everything's looking good for him, life's looking good for him. I'm sure he's a happy boy.
Yeah, absolutely. And the lap to pit, most optimally at least, would be this one, unless he's looking to go on the soft tire and probably get the fastest lap as well out of it. We'll definitely have a look at that. If he doesn't have the fastest, he already has the fastest lap, so he doesn't even need to worry about that. But just to be safe, I think Weissai could go on the soft tire compound, most likely after this. Well, not this lap. Oh, why is that? No, does he flip? No, okay, that was very close. The vision lag there doesn't make our life difficult, but yeah, Weissai kind of saves it on that sausage curb, thankfully. Not thankfully for his opponents, but very much thankfully for him there. Weissai onto the sausage curb and back onto the track there.
Yeah, as we just see the rest of the drivers, Jerry Beastivar battling out for P2 now. Actually, a quite big turn of events. Rata there in P5. The grid is looking a bit shaken up from it was a couple laps ago. So whether or not this stays this way, we'll have to see, because, Poconaldo is actually fighting with Beastivar right now. It's a very interesting battle in the Williams and the Red Bull, both polar opposites. One's the fast car in real life, one's a pretty slow car in real life. Can they manage to flip the polarity of that? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but it doesn't matter, because we just are focusing on the battles. We see Steve slightly losing his time. I think the softs are starting to wear out for him, definitely, as it's lap 12 on the softs. I think this is the lap where he has to pit, or he'll just even lose even more time, because Rata, Poconaldo, Beastivar, and Jerry have overtaken him now. So I think this is the perfect time to pit. But who knows? Maybe he goes out or not. It looks like he's going out for another lap. So no, he said to me, I hate you. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't like you. Your videos suck. And he wants to go on for another lap. Let's see whether what I've said is true to him, as we have got him on the radio now. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Steve. Can you hear us?
Yes.
So your rival currently, Beastiva, has gone into the pits. What is your strategy? Why haven't you pitted yet? Aren't you just losing more and more time per lap?
I did pit.
Oh, you did? Back onto the softs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair, fair enough. So that was a false assumption
Yeah, they
by
work.
us.
They work pretty well. So I'm just going another set.
Okay, fair enough. GeForce, anything you want to say?
Steve, do you actually hate my videos, or were you lying back there just like a couple seconds ago?
I think they're fine.
Yay!
All right, we'll let him focus back into this race. Thank you very much for talking with us. Sorry for that false assumption there, Steve. But you know, those radios are so great because of we're not sure about something. We just go ahead, talk to the driver. It's absolutely fantastic. As we can see, Ratapato as well up into P5 on the hard tire compound. Is he going for a one stop? We'll see about that after the race has ended. But Wisei now down into second. What has happened to him? Did he just pit or did he make such a big mistake that kind of lost in 20 seconds? Jerry Payco looks like he's on his previous hard tire compound. So that's probably just what happened. Wisei most likely just went into the pits. Let's see, does he improve though on his previous lap? If he does, then that is most likely the biggest indication that he has pitted. Also, the gap, we will just be watching out for that to Jerry Payco. As they're both currently fighting for the championship lead. Jerry Payco currently leads the championship. Wisei is right behind him. Not too many points of a gap. Let's actually have a look into the standings. As we can see here, the gap between them is 6 points. So Wisei definitely has a big chance here to overtake Jerry Payco there.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that he could lead most of the laps in the race. We'll have to see as we progress through. I think we're past the halfway point now. As you know, Whiteside has had a very good first half of the race here.
And some more technical issues for GeForce right there. But yeah, as we said, Poco having a great race so far. Jerry Payco just got re-overtaken by Wisei. Looks like Wisei, yeah, he did pit. He absolutely did onto a new set of mediums. Jerry Payco now heading himself into the pits. Let's see what tire compound he goes on. Probably chooses to go onto the softs. From what he has heard from Steve at least. So let's have a look. Jerry will be changing his tire compound right now onto the softs, just like I guessed. So Poco as well, right behind him. Onto the softs he goes as well. So yeah, it will be a very, very interesting fight now between Poco and Jerry to see who can claim that final podium step. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Poco Nado, he's had a brilliant recovery try. That'd be even more sweet if he got a podium from that. But Jerry, also on the other side of the coin, he's been battling for this championship for 5 races now. Can he manage to beat Poco Nado? He should be, on paper, faster than him because, you know, he's won a couple of races here in the PA Community Championship. But Poco Nado hasn't really had many races to begin with. He's one of the fastest drivers on PA, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins that fight. As we see at the top of the above them actually, Ratapato and Steve, both the Mercedes. Let's actually get Ratapato's voice on here.
Ratapato, hello, can you hear us?
Yep, loud
Alright.
and clear.
Yeah, great. So I'm guessing zero stopper?
You guessed right.
I guess
You
right.
guessed right.
Great. So yeah, that's basically your only chance to get to the podium this race.
I mean, the podium is not an objective, but we'll try. We'll try. I don't think I have the pace to get to the podium, but we'll try.
At least you're realistic with that, Mr. Ratspato. Anything you want to say, GeForce?
Ratsa, do you think this one stop will work? No stop,
0-0.
actually. My mistakes will work for you. I mean, I think it worked pretty well last race. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it worked really well on Baku.
Look at the
Yeah,
field, though. They're
I
all
mean-
right behind him.
Yeah. Let's
But yeah.
pray and hope we don't lose that much of time.
Great. So praying and hoping from Mr. Ratapato there. Great scenes there. Thank you very much for talking with us, Mr. Ratapato. As we make ourselves then up into lap 16. Ratapato up into third, as we said, going for a zero stopper. Let's see how much more can he hold off the chasing pack. Not for long, I don't think, but looks like Steve also has just re-overtaken. Yeah. So Steve, oh, what was that? Did I just see Wisei? No, that was another car. Okay, I got worried there for a second. But yeah, Ratapato now a penalty as well. Definitely didn't work out for that podium that we were talking about. But let's see if he can, get some solid points from that 0-point strategy. That's all that he could possibly want, I guess. So, yeah. Poco now making his way around Beastiva as well. Poco on the softs, Beastiva on the mediums. You know, it's absolutely expected that Poco will just get past. He looks to be very, very fast as well. Poco's recovery drive has been insane so far. Let's see if he can close up to Steve as well.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, if we had a Driver of the Day award right now, I'd probably give it to Pokonauda. Who knows? Maybe we'll have that in the future if you could vote for your Driver of the Day. But for now, Pokonauda just needs to focus on getting his car, keeping it into the podium place. So I'm sure it'll be very wonderful for him to bag an impressive 15 points here. I think 18 is going to be a bit too difficult. Steve is just pretty fast, and of course, 25 points is definitely impossible. YSI, he's chilling, he's having fun. I've said chilling every time I've mentioned him because it's true. As we see a car on there, doesn't matter. He goes back around. I think that's one of the back markers there. Yeah, Gun M13. He's in P11. Just off the points, but definitely not going to be getting there anytime soon, I don't think, unless P10 manages to make a mistake. But yeah, focusing on Whiteside now, he's doing pretty well. Lap 17 still. He's enjoying this game. I'm pretty sure he loves Project Apex. I don't even think he likes IAR probably, which has released actually. I mean, after this stream, if you want to play it, you definitely can because now it's free. But moving on from that, now we're focusing on PA actually, and this beautiful race we have going on. Definitely a lot of stories here, you know. Steve in P2 trying to get up there. Jerry actually 2 purple sectors. He's going for a fastest lap, I think. Yeah, you can see on the soft. I think he's given up on a good strategy. Maybe this is his strategy actually. Trying to get an extra point, pipping YSI of an extra point because he wants to get the closest to him as possible. As yes, he gets the fastest lap by 800. So YSI not managing to be fast enough to keep that pole, that fastest lap. So yeah, a point taken off of YSI, that's going to be pretty good for him, unless a YSI somehow manages to respond. It's going to be interesting to see.
You know what? If I was wise, I would definitely go for a new set of softs and try to go for the fastest lap as well to definitely maximize my weekend. Because in PA you don't lose 21 to 22 seconds like you do in real life. It's just you know, most likely 10 to 15. And from Wiseye's pace, I'm pretty sure that with a new soft tire compound, he could very much still pull a gap for himself while getting a fastest lap. Now, will he pit is the question. As he makes his way around the pit lane entry, does he make a quick shift to the right? No, he doesn't. Is he going to try for it with the mediums? I'm not quite sure that that's going to be possible, GeForce.
Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult for him. It's you know, it's definitely not going to be good enough to beat Jerry. So, anyways, moving on from that, we have Beastiva and Poco now. They're still here fighting for that P3 position, last step of the podium. As we actually have 4 laps left of the race to go. Can they manage to swap positions? Can Jerry manage to catch up? I think it will be crucial now to have points here. It's going to be more crucial than ever to be in that top positions there because, you know, the championship, as we've said, getting very, 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 very tight. Very tight.
Very much indeed.
Very, very, very much indeed. So we'll have to see who manages to get those points because, you know, we saw last season only 2 championship contenders and there was a very anticlimactic finale. So it'd just be even nicer to have 4 drivers gunning for that win and that illustrious 5,000 Robux prize pool because that is definitely going to be some juicy, juicy cash. I mean, actually, if all of them are fighting for the championship, all 4 of them, or one of them will not manage to actually get the Robux. So it's going to be even more of an incentive for them to try and get paid.
Absolutely. And while we still haven't finalized if it's going to be the winner or the top 3, probably going to be the top 3 that claim, well, share the 5K prize pool. But we will definitely have a look at that later on. As we're watching Poco then up into P3, what an incredible recovery drive he has made so far. Not that far off from Steve, believe it or not. Let's see what his lap time was last lap. So Poco, he is currently improving. 123.9 was his last lap. Steve's lap was a 124.9. So basically a second faster than Steve. He can absolutely close that lap if close the gap if Steve makes a couple of mistakes here and there. Oh no! Oh, we jinxed him again. No, Poco Lando, what have you done? Why? That is disappointing. So disappointing from Poco there.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of actually making a drive to the day vote if I was allowed, but now Poco, I think he doesn't want that anymore. He's lost it, as I think he's just given up driving into the wall now, and that's gonna be a really sorry sight for him. As we just have a replay of what happened there with Steve, actually, I think, as we see his flip again. I don't think that was the clip you were meant to show us, Arthur.
No, oh, it really wasn't. Oh, never mind. Sorry, let me change that real quick.
Yeah,
As
Steve,
the
absolutely unfortunate mistake on lap 8. That's really gonna lose him time. But now I think we have another replay of Steve actually getting the
no, no,
mistake
no. We
here
will.
again.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, there we go. The flip of Poco now though. He just flips the car. He loses all of his time. I think there's just like a stare in his eyes. He just stared at everyone and just like, nah, I don't want to race anymore. And I think he's given up and now is succumbing to no point. So it's gonna be really unfortunate for him. Really sad, but what can you do, honestly? That was a really bad mistake.
Absolutely. Let's have a word with Steve. I'm sure he will be very happy with that. Hey, Mr. Steve, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that Poco had a very big chance. As you can see, you got a penalty right now. If Poco was right behind you, he would have claimed that second position that you're in currently. I'm sure that you're very happy with that mistake, aren't you?
Yeah. Again, he closed 1 second, so I think at the final lap it would have been really close, but I had a similar situation like only an hour ago, I think. With when Moto was chasing me down Czechia on a 0 and let's 2 stop, and I didn't fumble, so yeah, I
Good.
can definitely work under pressure.
Absolutely. GeForce, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna be happy with this? What's your goal in this championship? To be honest, the wider picture.
I think for now, maybe top 3 in the championship if one of the people ahead don't attend or make mistakes. So yeah, that's the goal for now.
Right. Thank you very much for talking with us, Steve, as we will be heading into the final couple of laps now. Let's get Steve out of our screens. There we go. GeForce, take it for this lap and then give it over to me for the final lap at Winter Park.
Of course. So here's a rundown of the penultimate lap. We have Waisai 20 seconds ahead of everyone else. A mega drive from almost a grand slam, I think, actually. Pole position, almost fastest lap, actually, as Jerry manages to pip him, but almost has led every single lap of the race. So pretty damn close, if he does say so. It definitely was his day. But Steve, P2, 20 seconds behind. Brilliant race from him, as you know, he's just been minding his own business, made a couple mistakes, but so has everyone else, such as Jerry. Jerry, P3, 3 seconds behind Steve, trying to maybe scare him a little into making a mistake, but I don't think that's going to happen unless Steve manages to get a penalty, which will decide whether or not Jerry or Steve will get that finish in P2. But anyways, off the podium, we have BCVAR, 5 seconds off of Jerry, has a pretty decent race, nothing too stand out, nothing too disappointing. And then after that, Rata pretty behind BCVAR as well. I think those timings are a bit inaccurate. But yeah, Senior Ben, P6, Just Maxi, P7. He was a contender. He was in P2 near the start of the race. But now it is the final lap, and I will let Arthur do his little fang.
Thank you very much. And onto my little thing we go. As we can see, Wiseye now making his way down into turn number 1. We'll come back to him in just a few moments' time. Steve now as well. Jerry getting themselves. Oh, Jerry gets a penalty on that final lap. Is Bistiva close enough? I don't think so. Yeah, Bistiva is not close enough. Ratapato giving it a fair fight with SR there on these final couple of laps. Look at them go side by side then as they make their way around. They're not on the final lap just yet. They will be making their way on the final lap in just a few moments' time. Look at them go side by side, SR and Ratapato there. Absolute squabble there as they are now making their way both on those couple of final few corners. But let's just focus on today's winner. The driver of the day could be Wiseye as well, alongside Poco, because look at the gap that he has set for himself to second place, who is Steve. Look at Wiseye now, absolutely just lapping a car like it. There is no tomorrow. Wiseye has made himself an absolute legend around Winter Park and an absolute legend around this PA Community Championship. And once again, that legacy shows Wisei will be crossing the line first, 21 seconds ahead of everybody. He will be very, very, very much happy about that. Steve, Jerry, not too close to each other, so I'm sure that Steve will be very much happy with that strategy. Absolutely worked out for him. Has to round off the final couple of corners. Just don't get a penalty. Run up to the line and claim second for yourself. Steve will do exactly that, lining up to take second position with that awesome strategy that he did soft to soft. Absolutely worked out for him. Jerry Peiko as well crosses in third, and that is your podium rounded off. P. Stiva in P4. He had a couple of mistakes, especially during lap 1, where he encountered a massive bump, and that kind of sent him spinning. Maybe potentially, unfortunately, also costed him the podium. Rata and SR. Looks like SR has kind of lost a bit of pace, kind of cutting his way through the corner, actually kind of crashing there on the barrier as well. Not the best of things from SR there. Just Maxi right behind SR there as well. Will he be able to challenge for that 6th position? I don't think so. SR is quite a fair bit ahead. And that basically kind of rounds off this race. What an exciting one it was, wasn't it, GeForce?
Yeah, a lot of different stories there. You had Poco, such heartbreak for him in the last couple of voice cracks laps. But yeah, and there's also just Rata with his no stop. Steve just generally a good race. So was Jerry and so was BCVAR. They're all battling for those podium positions. Of course, Wisei, the GOAT in P1. He just proves that he is here to win this championship. But yeah, a pretty good race. We have another radio from Steve. You must be absolutely loving it.
Steve, aren't you absolutely ecstatic about that?
Yes.
Yes is all he has to give us. I mean, what an incredible strat there. I don't think anyone else thought of going soft softs, but you did, and absolutely worked out for you, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it wasn't really that great of a race. I could have at least been closer to Wisei. Had a lot of slow-down penalties, so yeah, I think also a really good pace. But the thing is, if you get a slowdown penalty around here, this track is all high-speed corners, so instead of 3 seconds, you lose even more time because yeah, you just lose all that speed. You have to go back up.
Yeah, absolutely. GeForce, anything you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, how do you think you'll be going forward? And maybe what are your predictions for the next race? Maybe you have a little prediction on what the next track will be.
I don't know the track, so I'm just gonna leave that to you guys.
All right.
As for the as for next race, top 5.
Great. Thank you very much for talking with us. Thanks once again being in the team radios. Absolute congratulations as well for that strat. Let's have a talk with Ratapato as well, because he is an absolute legend as well. Rata, you finished in 6th. Did the strategy go accordingly to you?
I finished in 5th, not 6th.
Oh, in 5th? Oh, never mind. So the standings kind of changed. Okay, well, did the strategy work out for you?
I mean, it worked out if I didn't flip 2 times in the same lap and lost 30 seconds, but yeah.
GeForce, anything you want
That
to say?
worked out better.
Worked out pretty well.
Rata, I just want to say good on you for doing the strategy, and I love you for that.
Thank you, Pookie.
Aw.
Okay, well, before this goes any further, thank you very much, Ratapato, for talking with us. We'll catch on later on. And that is the race for you then. Do we have any other driver in here? We don't. So, GeForce, incredible race, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely an incredible race for our first mystery track selection, actually. So yeah, hopefully this is a good system going forward, as I'm not going to be revealing the tracks anymore.
Don't worry, you'll have plenty of chances in the next couple of championships that we do. Don't want to spoil anything too much because nothing is confirmed just yet, but boys and girls, we have some very exciting stuff planned for you, and I just can't wait. I just cannot reveal it just yet. That's the thing with that, but very exciting stuff for you all, boys and girls. Let me get the intermission graphic out of your screens. And as we can see, there are through Inverworks collaboration as well. You can check them out through the link in the description, as well as rawracing.com and Dilly Studio as well. They're all great partners. Glad to be working out with myself as well for rawracing.com. But yeah, this was Sochi for y'all. I hope y'all liked it. Let's get the pre-intro graphics back onto the screen. Right. Where's the live chat? Oh, you guys aren't typing anything in chat. That's why it's not showing up. There we go. I thought I was crazy. Let's get that out of the way. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Obviously, as we said, we have this new system going forward. It's just going to be mystery tracks from now on. So you just have to wait until next weekend to find out what the next track is going to be. I think this new system gave us quite a lot to be excited for, and I just can't wait for the next race. So, with all that said, GeForce was supposed to say something there, he just didn't.
What? Oh my days! Oh my days! My mind completely blanked.
But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure hosting this championship, and we will catch you onto the very next round. From me and GeForce, do stay safe, guys, and bye-bye.